Hey everyone, welcome to day 2 of the 2024 Coaster Day trip. Well, we are here. I spun too fast. Six Flags New England. The second part of the trip for me. First time here. And they got a couple of really cool things. So let's go on in and check it out. I'd say something about the new 2025 attraction, but they already announced that, so we'll talk about that later. Looks like they're already starting to put some hot stuff up. Shout out to this. That is an awesome sounding name for what's probably going to be Hot Maze. I was going to say something about heading over there to the RMC first because it probably has bad capacity, but yeah, spinning, rush on coasters. Those have some bad ones too, so we're going to hit this first. Also, it looks like the Wicked Cyclone entrance is literally right next door, so yeah, we did a good job. I wanted to say that last time I rode one of these, I was halfway across the country with my right arm in a cast, but then I remembered that I went to Six Flags St. Louis this year, so yeah, this is number 2 of these for the year, I guess. At least it's brand new credit. Pretty standard. I mean, it's basically a clone of some of the ones we've been on, but it's really interesting just to see a slight different perspective, like how the line's over here on this one, which means you get a good view of this later portion of the ride, and a little more midway action that way, as opposed to the one in St. Louis, was just like a big old cattle pen in the middle of the ride that you didn't get nearly this kind of viewpoint on. So it's cool how different parks handle the same kind of attraction. Do at least have one thing to say about the finale. This part right here, spinning airtime is awesome. Okay, RMC time. Look at this infield here, this is awesome. It's all sorts of storm theming for the Storm coaster. Not Storm Chaser though, that thing's out in Kentucky. Empty train! Means they're testing right now, or they're doing 2 train offs with a small line. I love this single rider line for Goliath. This is definitely Goliath. Best part about waiting the station during the temporary 2.9? Front seat, baby. Okay, front seat first impressions. It's tight. RMC goodness, obviously, but it just, I don't know if it's a front seat thing or just a warm up in the day thing. Obviously, I'm going to come back there and say it's flying now. I'd say it's one of the middle of the pack ones from just at least the front seat's perspective. Don't get me wrong, good ride. Just, this is RMC, there's a lot to compare it to. I just noticed the 2 barrels are basically stacked on top of each other. Backseat second opinion, it's better in the back. I mean, it might just be that I'm kind of guy that enjoys getting as much force as possible from things like airtime laterals, hang time off inversions. There just wasn't any in the front, so that's why I didn't rate too highly, but still, I'd say middle of the pack RMC. I know a lot of people say it's pretty underrated. It's pretty good, very forceful. It's nice hang time on those inversions, like I said, and some nice ejector pops that you'd expect from RMC. I'm comparing this to things I've been on like Storm Chaser and freaking Steel Vengeance. So it's good. Not quite the best, but I can see why people like it and I respect it. Alright, let's check out the rest of the park. Unlike yesterday's adventure, this boomerang is actually open. So I guess I get to do a nice little boomerang credit for you guys. What? You honestly expect me to review a boomerang this late into the game? Okay, fine. I walked onto the back seat. These trains, new kind of boomerang train I've been on, so didn't make me around too much. Only grayed out once. I like the coasty one. I love orange and blue. And it's a boomerang. I rate this boomerang out of 10. Wasn't quite at 350 like the last one I went on. Now that I'm off of one boomerang, I could talk about the other one, kind of. So first of all, this used to be a boomerang here. Granted, birding boomerang, one of the few actual unique ones. So little sign never got to ride that. Obviously, it was taken out years ago. Big empty space. However, this big open space was just announced to have a nice little thing filling up today. Quantum Accelerator, I believe it's called. Forgive me for not knowing all stats. I'll probably see a sign in a second that we'll talk about. But it's going to be launched Intamin straddle coaster with 2 launches. This probably feels like the stationary is probably be right over here. And yeah, it's gonna be a nice little steampunk theme. You guys already know how I am about time and space steampunk stuff. It sounds like an awesome theme. From what I've seen, this park does not have a launch coaster. Still be an excellent fit there. Oh yeah, here's some sides right here. Here's some sides right here where we can talk about stats. You have me sold on gears. Yeah, here's a quick shot of the stats and the layout as we talk. You kind of see how it fits right in this little plot land right here. There's a boomerang and stuff. So you got maximum speed 45 miles per hour. It's gonna be 850 rides per hour, which isn't that bad for capacity. 2 minutes, 14 seconds. Wow. Long ride. Also, shout out to my birthday, I guess. There's a little bit of theming on it. Hopefully, there'll be more. I mean, this is a Six Flags, so what you can do about it? But looks like fun little rides. Lots of little low to ground turns and stuff, and nice, weird looking top hat. That top hat looks so weird. Basically, jump you off the second launch, wide curve into a rising hill. That doesn't make sense. It feels like that doesn't make sense, but it'll make it. It was fun. You guys come to the park next year, make sure you check it out. I will definitely be back at some point to do it because obviously it was just announced today and this will be attraction for next year. So check it out. Quantum Accelerator. Love me some steampunk rides. This little soft drink dispensary is awesome. It's got the whole keg aesthetic to it. And actually, I've never seen this before. Phantom Birch Beer. Kinda wanna try that. I mean, obviously this isn't on right now, but I want to try a Phantom Birch Beer. I've never had one before. Imagine being a credit horror going around riding all these little kiddie coasters for credits. Couldn't be me. Universal called. They want their shark back. Alright, that's enough filler for now. It's time to get back to some good rides. You know, like the indoor Tremont thing. Yeah, this thing's no Cosmotron. Am I allowed to make this kind of joke on YouTube? Kid you not, the second that I did that whole Catwoman Whippy joke, apparently a lightning strike happened in the distance immediately, and it temporarily shut down all the rides because they went or whatever. So yeah, that joke doesn't land on YouTube apparently. I'm just taking it out now, charging my phone, hanging out with some dinosaurs over there. Well, the good thing about most of the big rides being down, even though that's going back on, so I need to rush back over to Superman, is that I can check out some of the dark rides here, including this thing, the Opera House, JK's Houdini Lives. Look at that sign. This is a madhouse, one of the only 2 or 3 in the US, I think. They're all based in this area. And yeah, there's no way to describe it, because I've never been on one. But I think you just like doing a thing and things rotate around you. Also, technically speaking, it's the closest thing this park has to next gen Vekoma roller coaster. And that's the closest that you can get to seeing Houdini's house. Yo, that's actually crazy. So how do I describe a madhouse? It's like a pendulum, but not a pendulum? I've honestly was like during part of the ride just kind of watching the exit signs on the side, seeing if there was an allusion to it. Because like how it works, I think, is like you're in this big house kind of thing. And the house, I think, is what's supposed to be rotating around you while you're stationary. But like, it definitely, you see the sides. So it has to be the entire section, including the outside doors, which means that there has to be like 2 sets of doors or something like that. And there's a tiny bit of sway to it, definitely, because there are parts where you feel yourself swaying back and forth just a little bit, not too much. But yeah, it's super disorientating, super magical. It's Houdini because it's a magic ride. I don't know. I think they went for spooky Houdini. First coaster's back open after the non-existent storm. Let's try this again. This time without the S&M Catwoman jokes, please. That's what closed down the park in the first place.
Enjoy the ride. Now.
This is the opposite of Boulder Dash. Small ride, but long train. Guess what happened again with Catwoman? When I was next in line, I blame the statue somehow. This is twice now. That's gone down for weather in the last 3 hours, basically. And they just opened after being down for an hour. We're open for about probably 20 minutes. Superman just started raining again. I think all the coasters started cycling again. It's down again, so probably will be out for next hour. The weather's just mocking me. I've been here since open at 11. It's like 4 o'clock now, whatever. I think I've done maybe 3 coasters the entire time I've been here. Like, I did some flat rides and stuff. Houdini's cool, whatever. I've been here for 2 Thursdays now. Weather keeps on shutting everything down. I feel like it's gonna turn into another Carowinds video, which wouldn't be quite as bad if it weren't for the fact that I spent nearly $1,000 to come here and fly across the United States instead of Carowinds be driving down there. Having 6 Flags days, ladies and gentlemen. Probably my first experience at 6 Flags Park since the merger happened. And it's hailing now. Okay, rain's died down enough for now. Knock on wood, fingers crossed. There's about 2 hours left in the park today. So, I want to at least show you the things I hear in this park. At least get some footage of the rides and talk about the rides, even if I'm not going to be able to ride anything. Knock on wood, I'll be able to do stuff the next 2 hours, but I mean, if not, you guys can at least enjoy something about this park. Because clearly, me, who has only basically done an RMC and a couple of kitty credits within the entirety of the day here so far. That's all I'm gonna say. Starting off at the end of the park, we have this park's version of Batman, which unlike practically every other Six Flags, is not an inverted coaster, but actually a pretty custom layout, being floorless coaster. Really cool looking layout, really unique. Has the spit through loop, dive loop, giant corkscrew, lock corkscrews apparently. That's probably a barrel roll. Yeah, it looked like you had a really fun layout, and I was looking forward to riding this one. S&S 40 Free Fly. I've been on a couple, but I haven't been on a full version one, so there it is. Right next to you, you've got just your standard swings, but it has some cool signage on it. Appreciate the DC villains. Over here we have the park's SLC, green SLC. Obviously, there is rides I have to skip. Oh no, skip the SLC, oh no, it's an SLC, oh no. I mean, I don't mind them too much. I haven't really had too bad of an issue with them yet. This one was recently refurbished, I believe. Definitely has new paint scheme, new name, Riddler Revenge. Way past these balloons. Balloons. And it might have some new trains. I'm not entirely sure on that until I actually get up to ride, but or look it up on RCDB, whatever. We have Riddler Revenge, not Riddler's Revenge, or the Georgia Riddler I need to get on again, or whatever. It's an SLC. And the last big thing in this DC section, they have Harley Quinn Spin Sanity, which is not one of those giant pendulum rides, the big versions like you saw on my Six Flags over Magic Mountain. That's what time it is. Yeah, been on one of these. It's a pretty cool ride. Of course, themed to the girl. I wonder if I start talking about the Harley Quinn statue, is that going to reverse the jinx from the Catwoman statue? Because another DC villainess. Or is she even a villain anymore? Like, she's more anti-hero now. She has like 20 different series, Poster Girl, whatever. Suicide Squad, East Sky, best show. Then this bad boy looming in the background is Superman, which was like one of the 2 reasons to come to this park besides Wicked Cyclone. We'll get a better shot of the layout back there a little bit. This is just the back portion, and that's like the only way you can see the drop from up here. But yeah, this was, at least for a while, supposedly the best steel coaster in the United States of America. It's an Intamin hyper coaster, just like some of the other Superman and plenty of other rides, but this one actually has a nice little twister layout to it. It's not just the out and back, so. Not from one in the next 2 hours. I was really hoping to ride this thing. Probably more excited for this than I was for freaking Wicked Cyclone over there. I'm literally blaming everything today on Catwoman. Both times I made a Catwoman clip, that's when things happened. Cool thing though, this little Zier loop with the giant huge train and awkward whip over the hill if you're in the backseat. That was probably gonna be fun, but whatever. Then the last coaster show off, which you can see peeking through the trees, is the park's wild mouse, which is in fact a wild mouse. This has got some nice little black and yellow coloring to it. I think a little theming down there, and an unnecessarily long name. Yep, that sounds about right. These guys are probably gonna be standing here for the next hour until this thing opens again, if it does open again. But yeah, look at this big old spaghetti bowl of track and tell me that this is actually a 200+ foot tall hypercoaster and not just a random twister style ride. I think the only other one that I know about this is Goliath at Wallaby. And yeah, this just, imagine hypercoaster, speeds, airtime, drops, all that fun stuff, combined with all this twisty goodness that randomly shoved in the middle of it in the end. Even has a cool underground tunnel. Honestly, I've heard this thing hasn't been running the way it used to back in the day, thanks to this new T-bar restraints or whatever, but like, even with that restraints, it just looks like it has such an awesome layout. It'd be a really good thing to experience. Now I want to check it out. And who could forget, like I almost did, the actual last coaster to talk about in the park, which is right in the middle of the entryway. That is their classic Thunderbolt, the out and back. I feel like it's either out and back or a like figure 8 style wooden coaster. It is an Ace Classic. Can I get the sign here, please? Somewhere up here. Nice signage. I believe this was refurbished not too long ago, but a little bit while ago. There's the Ace Landmark sign. It's a really cool signage. Unfortunately, this thing is literally impossible to get good recordings of because it's hidden behind a bunch of shops over here and Kittyland over there, but I'm sure it will have been fine. I love old school wooden coasters, and I'm sure it has some really good airtime on it. But hey, at least I finally get to ride the Dino Safari Off-Road Adventure Dino Ride Dino. Look at Lake Dino over there. I think I can record on this. Oh god, we can't beat that horse! Not gonna lie, this one's actually kind of cool. A lot of animatronic Dino Mans and some decent set pieces. Here's the end of the ride. And Lake Dino again. Good news, just saw Superman block test. Bad news, looks like this section is getting closed off early, so no Batman, no Joker, no Spin Sandy. I was gonna pay tribute to Harley Quinn for saving us, but guess not. Hopefully we get this and the wood coaster over there. That's how much I'm feeling right now. Thunderbolt. It's called Thunderbolt. One last try. I swear to God, if it randomly starts storming again, this is literally the most cursed ride in the world. Well, we did it. We finally broke the curse of Catwoman's whip. Of the black cat woman. I'm not gonna say it again. We're done talking about Catwoman. Catwoman is a curse. Harley Quinn is our savior. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, we are moving. Might be a 1 hour wait, but at this point, I don't care. I'm just happy I get to ride this thing. Been waiting around all day. We might just be able to get this in Thunderbolt yet. Honestly, might hit a second round of Superman. This is like no line right now. Alright, that wasn't bad. I would love to be able to ride a couple more times just to get a second opinion and kind of solidify things, but with how the day's been going and with the only way for me to get on at least 2 more credits today, probably not going to happen. The line's already formed back there, but yeah, I can see why it was good. For me, I think the annoying part was just the seat back of it. Just because like you just right into that thing, ducking under the guy. I hope I caught that right on. Yeah, the restraint isn't too bad. It's not the T-bar thing, so you don't get as much airtime as I imagine you used to. But it's still comfortable. It's not too bad. I think the annoying part is just the seat back. So that just like kind of digs into you when you go through all those rough flats. But not a bad ride. Airtime could have been a little better. I like how it kind of yanked you down some of the hills. It didn't really feel like you had too much ejector as much as like you start going down a hill and all of a sudden you just get yanked up. Solid. Don't think it's top 10 worthy. But like, I can see that it used to be back in the day when we didn't have so many really good rides. And we'll say like, maybe top 25, somewhere in that. I still have to do that video, it's coming soon. Hey look, you guys do get some wild mouse footage after all. I like how the queue wraps around the entire ride so you just watch you go the whole time. Got some villain cutouts going through the side. think we know. Nope, not looking at that. And apparently, we got some wraps on these rides. Let's go off to Dylan, boys. Like a two-phase train right here. Nice. Then what's back there? The Riddler? Okay. So that's really cool, nice touch on an otherwise generic ride that they have these nice color scheme and nice wraps on the cars. Holy themed tunnel, Batman. It's the Harley Carly. Words can't describe how angry I am to just got in the Catwoman car. That's a Joe car. Shout out to the actual Wild Mouse section with all the turns up there. There was 0 trims on that thing. That entire top section was completely trimless, out of control. Just the way a Wild Mouse should be. I'm just happy I get to get this shot at least once. Guess you get to ride on Thunderbolt today. That's okay. Nothing too special right home about, but cool note. Each of the cars have their own individual release button to them, just like some older school mine trains. So, nice touch there. Ace Classic doesn't really do too much, just a little bit of ouchie air time, and which I was thinking on axle seat so I can enjoy more, but it's whatever. That's what these old-fashioned wood rides do. The important part is that there's about 10 minutes left after riding this thing, and most of the crowds are gone because of, you know, weather or whatever. So I should have just enough time to run over to Wicked Cyclone for one last lap. Would say Superman, but that's a pretty long hill to walk down, and it's got a sizable line to it already, so I'm just gonna have to suffer with only having ridden it once. Never mind. Well, I guess we can ride Skyscreamer. I haven't ridden this one yet. Last ride of the day on the big tower thingy, so I can show off another attraction. It's one of those things that's kind of like Windseeker, but it's on the whole chain link, so it's more like traditional rides, and it uses the exact same music apparently. So I lied about using the same music, because I just got freaking Danger Zone on this thing. Archer joke right here, Danger Zone. Last ride of the night, a little sad because now Cyclone is cycling. Apparently, it unironically got struck by lightning during the storm earlier. Well, look at that, I was fish out real quick. Got some actual lighting on the truck there, that's super cool. Would have been a cool last ride. I got that last ride though, and it's got some good views, so can't complain too much. Speaking of nighttime lighting, it's actually Go Pandemonium. That's kind of cool. Okay, I guess it's time for the summary as I walk out through Steampunk Land. Hopefully in like 10 seconds you'll be able to see the quantum accelerator area again. Real mixed bag here today. Now obviously, Storm put a damper on things. That was a good like 4, almost 5 hours taken out of my day just like that. And yeah, that stopped a lot of coaster time. That stopped a lot of attractions. Put nicely, there's still what? 3 coasters I think I did get on. A handful of the big attractions, like some of the pendulum stuff. I never even got to try the Blizzard River today, the water attraction. And I don't know, I'm just pouring out things now. Yeah, there's a decent amount of stuff I didn't get to get on today thanks to the weather. However, I did at least get 1 lap on most of the coasters here. So there's enough to warrant me coming back just to finish things off, and also because that guy back there that we're about to walk past, so I just realized I'm on the wrong side to actually give you a bit. You're gonna see some cabanas now, look at that, cabanas or whatever. Right in the middle of Steampunk Town. Yeah, next year, that's gonna be awesome. They definitely could use a family launch coaster, it's a great fit for the park. And of course, Steampunk, we got that. The coasters here, I respect. I think I've decided that Wicked Cyclone is gonna be in the top 1/3 of the RMCs I've been on. It's like, not the best, it's not Steel Benches tier, it's not Storm Chaser tier or anything like that, but it's nice, it's good, I appreciate it. Definitely a backseat ride for all the forts and stuff on that. Superman, I would have liked at least 1 more ride in it to get a good opinion on it. I did fortunately get to go on the back seat, so probably the best I could have ridden with that, unless front seat's really good. You have to let me know in the comments down below. Respect it, understand its legacy. I just think that with, honestly, the seat back's will ruin it for me, not the actual restraints. Ooh, check it out, we got some Spooky Boys. Now I can actually see his lighting on. That's pretty cool for the haunt. Make sure you come back, check out the haunt season or whatever. That was the Coast Day trip, part 2. Part 1, make sure you check out, we went to Lake Compounds. I almost called it Connery Lake. I haven't shown this off all day. Time Traveler. We're wearing it because of the time thing. But if you guys like this kind of video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new. If you want to help support me on this show, make sure to check out my page on TCG Player, or probably by the time this goes live, I'm going to try and make like some sort of go for your Patreon. If this cost this trip with all the travel expenses and whatnot, basically over $1,000, and sucked that part of that got rained out for like half a day and basically stopped me from going to a good portion of the park. But until next time, thank you guys for watching. Catwoman is our enemy now, Harley Quinn is our savior, and always embrace the infinite.